farming is risky business. You just don't know that your operation is going to be able to continue in the same way from one year to the next. We've had frost as late as June 25th and as early as August 25th.
May 1st, we had 34 inches of snow. The drift in front of the barn was 6 feet tall.
So it's a very short, limited window of getting your products into the ground, keeping them alive, and then getting them out of the ground at the end of the season before everything gets frozen, snowed in.
But to me, I feel like it's more of the drought that is a issue than the cold. We know what to expect from the winters, but the stuff outside is so dependent on the rain. And if it doesn't rain, it's a little scary.
Starting a farm is immensely capital intensive. There's many steps along the way to get to a point where you're actually efficient enough that you can make more than $1 per hour. And those efficiencies are what get you to a point where as a farmer you could make a living.
The difference between small-scale farming, what we do here, and like an industrial farm is we're very intentional with everything that we do. Our hands are on the produce from basically the harvesting to the selling.
As the small farmer, I am handing you your food and looking you in the eyes and say, may you be well. And you don't get that connection from a big farm. It's impossible.
Food security up here is really important. We're kind of not on the beaten path.
So having food that's actually produced nearby and doesn't require long-distance transportation, of course, is important. Also, the quality of the food that we produce that is grown locally and gets into the hands of consumers much more quickly, it's better. It's more nutritious.
You can buy these food-like substances at the big box store, but they don't have the same quality or taste or texture or value.
Having some local producers that can step up and fill some of the need is vital.
Small farms, in some way, are inherently safer for people.
The whole entire UP got all the romaine recalled like 10 times in the last 5 years. But I had it, so people were still able to get it. So we need things like that.
Members of the UP Food Exchange had joined the Food as Medicine team that was meeting to figure out how we could address food insecurity issues collaboratively across the Upper Peninsula.
We know the Upper Peninsula, on average, is about a 14% rate of food insecurity, and so we wanted to be able to develop a program that could help address that. Together with our partners, we put together a grant application that we submitted to the Superior Health Foundation, and we're very fortunate to be able to develop and implement the UP Food as Medicine program. It's based on a prescription for health model, and we partner with many of the health practitioners throughout the region. Our first year, we had about 105 referrals to the program, and the second year, we had 535.
We knew that if we could support our local farms here, that was going to have the greatest impact on day-to-day access to food. If we're going to ask farmers to grow more food or be able to offer food longer in the season in order to support this prescription for health program, we also needed to be able to support the farmers in that growth.
Over a 2-year period, we awarded a little more than $1.2 million to a number of organizations across the Upper Peninsula to try to address these issues. We really had the goal of providing funding that could really impact people. When you look at this particular grant and what they've been able to do with it, the food storage units that they have been able to purchase was a game changer for many communities across the UP.
Grants like these are what really push beginning farmers. They have this dream, they have this idea, they want to do something for the community and to make a living. What it does is it puts you steps ahead faster.
They were able to do the purchasing for us. We didn't have to put the money up front. Not having to take out a loan, there's no worry about what if next season doesn't go as well and we don't have as much money to pay that loan back. It's just the grant it completely takes care of everything right then and there, and we can just move forward with doing what we want to do, which is growing the food and getting it to our community.
They brought in experts to work with us. So we had a food safety person come and talk to us. We had somebody with a lot of farming experience on how to put it together and where to put it and so forth, and gave us some ideas of what would work better.
Having cooler capacity has allowed us to have more product to take at one time, and it also allowed us to have a larger volume of food with less spoilage.
We will be able to harvest things at the peak of ripeness, not at the convenient time to get it to the market.
By receiving the grant, it made it possible for us to sell thousands of dollars of more food to the school lunch program, which was providing 1,000 meals a week to families that couldn't afford to feed their children otherwise.
The Prescription for Health program has the overarching goal of improving health by preventative measures. What more can you ask for?
I could not believe how many people come in with their coupons. They're so excited to use them. We can grow more and harvest more and store more and just provide more of that to more people.
So that program has brought in people that we've never seen before. We're having good conversations with them. It's coming from the community, and we're giving back to the community, and we're expanding these conversations in the community.
Access to local food should be a given. And the more that we are able to produce more and have that help by the cold storage, by wash packs, by infrastructure and equipment, the more we'll be able to produce and have that be available for everybody.
And you've seen a lot of the regional farms really up their game as they've been supported, and you've seen the markets get busier and busier as people have incentives to come. It's a bit hackneyed, but a rising tide raises all ships. We all do better when we all do better. Good food is really one of the base steps to being healthy individuals in a healthy community. If there wasn't grant funding to support farmers, there would be no way for us to produce the food. Many of us already start off producing the food at a loss the first year or 2 or 3 or 5.
The next generation of farmers is going to need a lot of support, or we're going to find ourselves in some really weird times with our food system. We need a regional food system. It's upsetting to me. I feel like the health of the next generation is deeply compromised by this, and I'm trying to do something about it.